Question everything for the truth should not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, you know, when you look at the bully is a person that bullies somebody that either don't know how to defend themselves or probably can't defend themselves or just don't know how to respond to somebody trying to bully them. But that doesn't mean that you don't want to be bullied. That's just the reality. Nor do it mean that you don't want justice in the sense of getting this bully off your back. 9 times out of 10 you do. So when you look at us as Aboriginal Negroes of America and all the time that we've been under the colonizers, we got this saying today that they won't give us justice. But we in a system that goes by law, and they're using their laws against us to mass incarcerate us more than any other nation in the world, even though we don't commit the most crime in the country by their own records from the federal census. I tell you all the time. And yet we still are mass incarcerated more than anyone in the world. What do that tell us? That they're willing to go by their laws and their justice to demonize us, to propagandize us into a set place of being America's criminals, even though we're not, and capitalize off of it by locking our people up for any small thing that they can possibly imagine to put them in these prisons for. But yet, when it comes to us as a people, we owe for crimes against humanity, and we know that. But we've been dealing with injustice for so long here to where now we speak on our justice as if they won't give it to us, so why try? Well, that's like a person being bullied, not wanting to defend themselves or go against the bully because the bully is so big and so mighty, thus always getting bullied. Now that happens more than not. But us as a nation, we are known for pushing back when it comes to the bully. Well, here we are today where we got appointed representatives like the Black Caucus and many other different places, NAACP and all these people that's supposed to represent us, but they're not pushing back. Even some of the religious unions, they're not pushing back anymore. They're just turning a blind eye for their households and their purse. Well, that leaves you and I. We are the Aboriginal Negroes of America, the majority, who are sitting in ghetto slums and hoods and demonized every single day. Well, when it comes to reparations that is owed to us by law, they try to isolate it and say for slavery. But they don't never ever talk about what happened before slavery. And they never talk about what happened after slavery. As if Jim Crow laws and living under the Jim Crow era wasn't a reality all throughout America and what it done to us. Or the redlining times, or where they redlined us, still to this day we under redlining. Or the caste system that we are under still to this day that keeps us at the bottom of economics and the bottom of resources being allocated solely to our communities for our people. Not to mention the race riots that went on for many years, destroying our whole communities and massacring our people as they did so, as they looted our communities and so on. See, these things are not spoken on as if it was just slavery, but it was decades of us dealing with all sorts of hatred against our people, blackfacing us, you name it. But for some reason, when we talk about reparations, they leave all this stuff out. Even now, when something happens to like a situation like a George Floyd, or the brutality that we talk about that is unleashed on us that no other nation actually gets, they tend to separate all that as if it's isolated incidents and then downplay it. Like this hasn't been going on for hundreds of years. And in turn, the representatives who look like us from our nation and supposed to represent us they do the same thing. They downplay it. They pretend that they don't know the realities of what's going on or how to go about rallying the people to bring a movement about to get us true justice. But this is where we at. But if you look at the Wish people in their situation, they get all sorts of perks because their skin color is not like ours. Let's just be real. And anybody else's nation whose skin color is not like ours seem to get exactly what their nation of people want or need. And we, as a nation of people, don't see nothing wrong with that as Aboriginal Negroes of America? No, we do. But because our representatives are not representing us in the proper manner of what we need for our nation in a sense of justice, based off of crimes against humanity done to solely just to us, we're not moving ahead, no whatsoever, when it comes to economic growth in our community. That's why when you come to our communities, these ghetto slums and hoods, you see abandoned buildings and abandoned properties all up and down the streets, on each side of the streets. I'm driving by them right now as we speak, give or take. But this is that reality. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we've been pushed into. And now that we're here, we have to figure out a way to recourse this, to bring out these truths and stand on our truth. And don't be ashamed of standing on our truth, because our truth is our truth. No other nation in this country has a similar to the same plight with this government like we do. We the only ones that stand in this country that didn't immigrate here for the American dream. Never did, never wanted it, never asked for it, never thought about it, never came into conclusion that this is something that we wanted to be a part of. It was forced on us. Remember, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. In other words, we was already here. And what's been done to us is on blind eyes and blind ears, because the people that done it to us are the same controllers, children who control the system that brought this destruction to us. And now that we have played the role in the blind eye of assimilating ourselves into this system, we act as if some holy angel done came down and put his hand on the colonizer nation and then made them better than what they were, without judging them, without prosecuting them, without bringing them to no level of the law for the crimes against humanity that they have done to us. Somehow we allow them to get a pass as we blame ourselves. We done took on the rhetoric of what hatred that was being pushed from them and other nations against us, to where now we do it to ourselves. All this is programming and teaching from being with those that Holocaust massacred and genocide you for so many years without being liberated, till you start to pick up their own traits of how to treat your own people. And this is where we at today. But it don't change the fact that we're still owed for all these different crimes against humanity done to us. The criminality of what's been going on in America is unbelievably a reality and real when it comes to what has been done to us and still being done. Mass incarceration is not by accident. It's because we're dealing with people that never liked us in the first place, who has a system over us that can demonize us in any type of way that they choose and capitalize off of it on their own. And with that, this is our reality that we must deal with, because no one else will deal with it. Not even our own is representing us in a proper manner to deal with these realities. So as the grassroots goes, and as we go, we must deal with that reality according to what it is. And with that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. For that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.